it to embrace what it takes for it, pouring souls into the world, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot.
All right. Bring that down a little notch. I love the fade. Tiffany, I love the fade.
Yes, they're amazing. They're
Saint Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn. www.saintricketts.com. That is the theme song to the one and only The Yo Show. Usually Jewel chimes in a little yo in there.
Yo Show.
Perfect. You're the best. Great stuff. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8:02 on a Wednesday night. We're doing it like we always do it, 100% live here on YouTube Live, Facebook, Twitch, the whole 9 yards. It is the Yo Show. I am Jeff the Shark Perini, and usually I go through this whole spiel of co-hostess with the mostest, sister from another mister, blah, blah, blah. But tonight, she's on injured reserve. A little bit of dental work. So Jewel's not with us. So what I have for you this evening is the amazing author of the book, Beauty Beyond the Threshold. Somebody who's become a very rapidly dear friend of mine. And she is the kosher Tiffany Mosher. Tiffany, good evening.
I've never been called kosher before. That's amazing.
You know, I had to come up with something. I'm like, I need something like co-host of the Moses. I can't do the Jewel thing. But anyway, Tiffany is going to be our very special co-host tonight. Tiffany, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Doing fantastic.
That's great. We are psyched to have you. Her first foray into the hosting. And pretty excited. Are you excited?
I'm stoked. Let's do it.
Awesome. That is the word. Stoked is the word. That is the word. She's got her Angry Orchard. We got booze here, of course. Let's do it real quick. Let's give a quick toast to Tiffany in her first go-around. This one's also out to you, Jewel.
We love you, Jewel. We miss you.
We do love you, and we do miss you. We'll arrange for that. You've seen me on a TV show before. Yeah, I think it was like The World's Most Handsomest Man or something like that. Had to be.
Yes, did you see the text that Tim just sent in? We are on his TV screen. Tim, we love you.
Absolutely love it. Tim Simmons does in fact have us on the big screen.
Yes.
On the smart TV at the house. I told my wife, I'm like, yo, get on the big screen.
We've made it. We've made it.
That's right. This is when you know that you have made it to the big time. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Me and Tiffany have a great show for you this evening. We have a tremendous guest, one of our all-time favorites here on the Yo Show. Just a superstar in country music from Canada, the one and only Suzi Kory, everybody. It is going to be awesome.
She is amazing. I have literally, for the last hour while I've been getting ready, had her music on repeat, just dancing and singing along. I'm so excited. I hope I don't sing too much.
I am excited as well. She's a great conversation. She's a great time. A super artist, and she's just been so busy through this, which is great. Our girl Lauren just poured herself some Moscato. That's awesome.
Cheers.
Climb in and grab a drink. We want to give a very special thank you to last week's guest. We had two awesome people on last week. We had the amazing singer Olivia King, pop star. She was terrific. And, of course, my man from the Moist Collective Beard Products, Jim Hutton. So thanks both of them. Tiffany, did you check any of the program out last week? Did you catch any of it?
Yeah, I came on late because I was in another interview, but I came on right at the Moist Collective time, actually. beard got me excited. I love that. The beard stuff.
Yes, you did. You were a big beard fan. We quoted your beard comment. I am wearing it tonight, looking kind of shiny in
Nice.
my beard collection. So we're ready to go. So real quick, you've been on our show a couple weeks back. You're an author, brand new book, Beauty Beyond the Threshold, a tremendous story about your life travels and all the great charity work you've done and just getting through life. How has the book been? How's it being received? How are you making out with it?
Oh, it's been amazing. I've had international feedback, which is really, really great. I've heard from people in the UK, Australia, all throughout Europe, even in Africa, reaching out to me and saying they love the book. It's amazing, and it's helping inspire people to volunteer in their communities, which to me is amazing. And so, we're kind of changing the world a little bit at a time, just through sharing my story. It's incredible.
That's absolutely awesome, man. It was a great conversation we had with you. The book is a great story. Get out and check it out. I'm going to hit you with it one more time. It is Beauty Beyond the Threshold, Tiffany Mosher. There it is right there. You can get it on Amazon. I recommend, because, and just talking with Tiffany since we've had her on and just knowing, about the book, she's a tremendous person. It should be a great read.
Thank you.
Of course, absolutely. We're going to throw you right into the fire, though, and we're going to do a little something that we call Top 5 List.
Okay.
Now, normally we gear it towards the guest. Suzi's been on recently, so we didn't want to just repeat. So me and Tiffany figured we'd do something that we know we both love, and we're both intrigued to hear the answer. It is, let me find the banner here so everybody can play along at home. Our top 5 favorite junk foods. Junk foods, snack foods, foods that are bad for you. You get the gist of it. So, Tiffany, I will go first.
Okay.
I usually do. This way, Jewel can listen to me and laugh at me and then come back with her own. So, my top 5. Number 5, I start out with anything Cheetos. Cheetos, cheese curls, cheese puff, cheese balls, anything in the Cheeto kind of family. The Cheeto snack, anything cheese-flavored snack.
Okay.
Right up my alley. Phil Meng says, hey, what's up, Phil? Thanks for tuning in. Number 4, of course, is pizza. I adore pizza. I'm in love with pizza. If it was correct in society, I'd probably marry pizza. No offense to my wife. I love pizza. I'm a pizza junkie. Number 3, chocolate bars, candy bars, anything with candy. I got a big bag of M&Ms just sitting here waiting to be chowed down on. You name it. I love it. And the chocolater, the better. I like the dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate's my favorite too.
Oh, tell me. I can't even eat milk chocolate. You can't go wrong with pizza. Agreed. And who doesn't like chocolate? I agree. Number 2, of course, being from Philly, it's cheesesteaks. Oh, God, yeah. The cheesier, the sloppier, the runnier, the better. My wife absolutely hates it. If it was up to me, I'd probably eat pizza and cheesesteak, alternating nights of the week.
Yum.
Ooh. My cousin Alicia in the house, she said Pika's Pizza. Absolutely. Pika's Pizza, the pride of Upper Darby. And number 1, Tiffany, we've had this talk, and I think you know what it is.
I do.
It's mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks.
Oh, my goodness. And it could be like fried mozzarella triangles, the big fat sticks, the long lean sticks. Just give me some tomato sauce, mozzarella sticks, and let my arteries harden. That is my jam. That is my top 5. And I am so excited to get your first ever top 5.
Okay. So I'm not going to steal any of your answers because a lot of them are amazing. So I'm going to go different than yours, even though there are a lot of my favorites. So I'm going to have to say number 5, garlic bread.
Ooh, garlic
I'm
bread.
obsessed with garlic bread. Number 4, buffalo wings.
Ah, nice. Now,
Yes.
what I was thinking, because I knew one of us was going to say wings. Wings actually finished 6th. Really hot, mild. What kind of wing? Which preference?
I am like a medium buffalo fan. I don't go too spicy, and I don't like all the crazy flavors. I just like to stick with the buffalo, and then I always get an extra side of sauce to dip my French fries or my tater tots.
Oh, I like it.
Just the more buffalo, the better.
That,
And then
that
the
scratches the itch.
that is like buffalo chicken dip. Amazing. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 3, grilled cheese.
Oh, I love a good grilled cheese.
I am obsessed with grilled cheese. We have grilled cheese all the time. Okay, number 2, cheese fries.
Ooh, definitely a goodie.
Now, this isn't
Definitely.
just any cheese fries. The cheese fries that I'm talking about are like the cheese fries that you get at the ball game. You're at the baseball stadium, you're going around, and you find that cheese fry stand with the pump nacho cheese.
Yes. What?
It's like-
That is some serious deep thought. I love it.
Yes, yes. And number 1, chips and salsa.
Ooh, okay. That was a little bit of a curveball. It's a goodie. I think my wife had me get it out today and get salsa. Again, salsa. Hot, medium, mild,
Medium.
chunky.
I like it more of a smoother side. But a
Okay.
good pico de gallo isn't bad.
I'll take your word for it. I'm very timid with salsa, and I'm very picky with guacamole. I don't know why. It's a thing. But it's a great list. Your first list is terrific, and I know we talk about food a lot
We
because
do.
apparently we're both foodies. As you can see, I am a little more chunkier. I think Tiffany's about 100 pounds soaking wet. Where she puts this food, I have no idea. But a great list, nevertheless. And let's rehash our top 5. Mine was anything Cheetos, cheese curls, cheese puffs, anything from the cheese family. Number 4, pizza. Number 3, chocolate bars or candy bars. Number 2, cheesesteaks. Number 1, of course, the amazing mozzarella sticks. Tiffany came back with garlic bread at number 5. Wings, preferably medium. Number 3, grilled cheese. Oh, yes, I love a good grilled cheese. Number 2, cheese fries. Number 1, chips and salsa. And our friend Stephen McCartney said, pump cheese is friggin' awesome. Yes, it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like it. Steve, thanks for tuning in. Steve is a big fan of Suzi's. She should be with us in about 15 minutes. What I'd like to do real quick. Now, keep in mind, Tiffany, we are not technically great here, so things do take a minute or two to function. We're going to play just a little snippet. Suzi has a brand new song coming out March 8th. We missed the deadline by a little bit. She said we can't quite play it all because, contract issues and all that. So we get it. But the new song is coming out March 8th, and it's called Time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about 20 seconds of it. I'm going to give you the part that it just kicks into the hard part and starts kicking butt. So for everybody here, let me set it up real quick. Do a little screen share there. Whoops. Never mind. First we'll stop St. Ricketts, and then we'll do a screen share.
We're building the anticipation here.
Exactly. With that, good call. We're just getting you psyched out for what is about to happen here. So here, we're going to play about 20 seconds of it right now, and it is Time by Suzi Kory, and just a quick little snip here because I'm just loving this song. And there we go. And action. Whoops, that's the wrong screen. Good Lord. One of these days.
Time is stolen, it hurts so deep. Time is stolen, just left with a memory. Time is stolen, but safe in my arms you will be. Safe for eternity.
All right, I lied. I played about 30 seconds of it, but that is it, folks. That is a little snippet. 30 of the quickest seconds ever, but it is Time by Suzi Kory, coming out March 8th.
I love that. Did you see me swaying over on the side of the screen?
Yes, I sure did. I get a little sway going on, too. Abby Jenkins says she loves it already. I love it already, too. Trust me, I wanted nothing more than play the whole song. I really did.
I know. Oh, it's so
We
good.
can't.
So good.
But we do have a song, and I know we're stoked for this one. Again, Suzi Kory, our guest for tonight. This is a song and video we're going to play. Now, again, as you know, if you watch the show regularly, sometimes we have technical and audio stuff. Sometimes it muffles the song or messes it up a little bit. So if it does, we apologize in advance. And I hope it plays through because this is just an awesome song. Todd West said 30 seconds is something I should be used to. Absolutely. 15 to get done and 15 to apologize. Good call, Todd. Thanks for tuning in. My man, Todd West. How he knows about that 30 seconds is beyond me, but he knows, Tiffany.
Oh, gosh.
Good stuff, Todd. Thanks for tuning in. So we were going to play Outlaw, and I got to tell you, I got to like strap myself to the seat because this song gets me like really excited. It gets me up and jumping, and she's great in it. It's a terrific video. We're going to talk to her about the video when she comes on because I had some questions about some of the funny things that she said in making this video. But let me set it up for you real quick on the high power technology here. Tab, share audio, and Outlaw, Suzi Kory. All right. So we're going to play that right now. It is Outlaw from tonight's guest, Suzi Kory. We will be back in about 3.5 minutes. Stick around, though, and enjoy the song right here on The Yo Show with Jeff the Shark and my very special guest, Tiffany Mosher. Be right back.
She's got a fire, hot flame burning on the inside, fueled by desire. Got caught, trapped in a landslide. Last chance, let the fight, gonna make it count. Down in the day, and make it count. Time to get higher. 3, 2, 1, go. Cause she's now reaching for the big stars, making up the rules now where she goes. She's no stop, gonna take it far, gonna do it on her own, no lonely road. So she's on track to the goal, and just where she's now reaching for the stars, gonna do it on her own. Down the lonely road. Nobody's fool. She's got control, making the right moves, keeping it real cool. Long shot, no way she gonna lose. Game on, keep it strong, cause she's made of steel. Blood and sweat, dry the tears, gotta keep it real. Set the world on fire. 3, 2, 1, go. Cause she's an outlaw, reaching for the big stars, making up the rules now where she goes. She's a lone star, gonna take it far, gonna do it on her own on this lonely road. She's on the track, keep her rolling, knows just where she's going. She's an outlaw, reaching for the stars, gonna do it on her own. Down this lonely road, started up, burning up the ground. Wheels spinning fast, revving engine, tearing up the town. She'll reach the top at the speed of sound. She's an outlaw, reaching for them big stars, making up the rules now where she goes. She's a lone star, gonna take it far, gonna do it on her own on this lonely road. She's on the track, keep her rolling, knows just where she's going. She's an outlaw, reaching for the stars, gonna do it on her own. Down this lonely road. She's on the track, keep it rolling, knows just where she's going. She's an outlaw, reaching for the stars, gonna do it on her own. Down this lonely road.
Woo! Absolutely, Positively 100% awesome. Tonight's guest, Suzi Kory with Outlaw, and Tiffany Mosher, ladies and gentlemen, could not be contained. You must be exhausted. You were dancing up a storm over there.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. It's such a good song. I literally had this on repeat for the last hour. Just, it's so good. I'm so excited. I'm stoked.
Oh, she's worth it. She is great. It's so funny because normally when the guests come on, I jump to like Apple Music, and yeah, we love the song too, Jerry. Thanks for tuning in. I'm used to going on Apple Music and downloading from there and listening. This is actually like 2 days ago was the first time I ever saw the Outlaw video, and I even messaged Suzi. I'm like, we're even hiding this. This is phenomenal.
Oh, the intensity is just gorgeous. I mean, the sound is amazing. I'm speechless.
Absolutely, totally speechless. Can't wait for her to come on, and we will gush about her as she knows, because we love to gush. Before I do anything else, very, very special birthday out there in Yosho Land and my life, and of course Loso Brewing, which is our parent company, our sponsor here. Very happy birthday to my good friend, Mr. CJ Joint.
Happy birthday.
CJ, he turns 46 years old today. I had to drive in his age because he's an old fart. There he is. There's me and him at one of our Loso beer festivals. And in honor of him, I'm going to down a Loso beer tonight.
I'm going to take a swig at my drink.
We got to get you. Tiffany's in Virginia Beach, so we can't get her all the good stuff we have here in PA, my Loso glass. And so, CJ, happy birthday to you. This is the Loso Brewing Company's wit beer, which will be mass-produced soon and out for your consumption. Don't forget www.losobrewingcompany.com. Find out all the great stuff. Beer now available in cans. Find a great location if you can find this beer. And a happy birthday again to CJ. Hope you have a blast. My good man, you deserve it. I'm going to have a little sip in your honor. It's terrific. I'm a little biased because as you know, I am a little bit of a stake in Loso Brewing, and of course they are nice enough to advertise on our show, so I kind of kissed their butt, but it's worth it because the beer is phenomenal.
That's what you got to do. What you got to do.
Absolutely, I agree. I absolutely agree. I have shots. You didn't do shots tonight, so I'll take it easy on both of us. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. I actually feel better now knowing that. As I'm looking at my foray, I've got like 5 more beers here. We got tequila, M&Ms. I think the last thing I need is a shot.
Oh, M&Ms. I'm jealous of that. I don't have M&Ms.
I'm in love. It's the sharing size. I don't know if I could spill some over to your side. Look, backward. I don't know if I could spill some over to you, but there you go. I went all out tonight with our Canadian guest on. I made sure the Stanley Cup was in the house since hockey is Canadian sport, and my stormtroopers here, and my wall of
all of the things. I just have 8-Bit Brothers posters behind me.
I like them though; they're actually very cool.
So the one where I'm going to point, the red one with the baseball.
Here you go.
That's from Philly Stadium.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, they did like an after-show concert after a Phillies game, so that was a lot of fun.
Before you hate on Tiffany, everybody, for living in the lap of luxury in Virginia Beach, she did used to be a PA girl. So.
Yeah, right outside of Hazleton. Grew up. Yep.
You're missing all this snow. It's been great, and it's actually been sunny today. We actually had a meltdown. I couldn't believe it, and I forgot to actually tell you.
Yeah, it was so nice here too. It was 70 degrees here.
What? 70?
And sunny. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Beautiful.
Rebecca Conrad, she got the Canadian flag up there. Rebecca, as you know, I do love me some Canadians. I'm a big Canadian fan. Rebecca is a big Seinfeld fan, and we met through the magical world of Seinfeld. And she's awesome and very funny and clever. And I like how she got the Canadian flag. And she's proud of Canada. I'm proud of Canada. I love me some Canadians. Steve McCartney, awesome background. Jeff, love the cup. Thank you very much. Steve, you would not believe this. That's actually a popcorn maker.
What?
Yeah, that's a popcorn. I obviously didn't buy it to make popcorn. I bought it because it's a Stanley Cup.
How does that work?
Well, like the lid comes off and there's all these kind of gadgets, but I got to tell you, read the instructions, Tiff. And can I call you Tiff? I'm like just said Tiff, like we've been hanging out for 50 years. But there's all these warnings that like, it'll catch fire, it can catch fire, your house can catch fire, 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 fire. I'm like, okay, I'm never making popcorn out of this. I thought it'd be neat to make popcorn, neat it out of the head of the cup, and it's just a Stanley Cup.
It looks pretty.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You as well have come out looking beautiful tonight. I know Jewel always makes sure she gets gustied up for us. You did as well. I thank you very much.
Thank
Me,
you.
sure. I'm just in just.
Your
This is
band
actually
t-shirt.
brand new. It's a Motley Crue shirt. It's the Dr. Feelgood, and I wore this for Susie.
You can't go wrong with a band shirt. Can't go wrong.
I agree. For the country. For the country girl that she is, she's big into like Guns N' Roses is her all-time favorite band. She met Axl Rose, which just makes me so jealous. She's a Motley Crue fan, so she's a rocker. How about you? What kind of music? Like what gets you going? Like me, I was never a country fan until I started doing this show and I started liking our acts. What do you like? What do you get into?
Well, I like all different genres, but my favorites to listen to are kind of like folk, Americana, bluegrass type stuff. But I love. I mean, it depends on my mood also, because if I'm in like a drinking mood, I'm gonna listen to rock and metal. If I'm in like a chill mood, I'm gonna listen to more like chill type vibes. I'm a huge like Motown oldies fan. Like, fun fact, I am a huge Sinatra, Bobby Darin. Love that kind of music.
I like it.
Yeah, so it just kind of it depends on how I'm feeling for the day. But I've kind of been known and a little bit famous for my DJ skills. So I'm always the one that has to be DJ at the parties. There's a big Halloween party we go to up in Maryland with my old coworkers every year, and I always have to be DJing. It's so much fun.
Everybody loves that one person that DJs. Are you that like they request you? Like, are you the one that really knows how to throw it down?
I just throw it down. I get requests and I'll play the request, but I feel the mood of the party and go with it.
Because every party's got that one person. We're like, hey, so and so, like, put your tunes on and like get your jams on and etc. etc. I'm never that guy because I would put on Slipknot and it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not party music,
That's the music. That's the good girls music for sure.
Any song that goes with raw is not good at a party, and that's usually what I play. Speaking of great music and parties and awesome stuff, Tiffany, let's get to the reason why we come here tonight and why a lot of people are tuning in tonight and commenting. This woman was with us a few months back, and I got to tell you, at the time, she was just making her way. The big Love Revolution thing, and it was sweeping Canada, and just lately, she's just been blowing up. She's everywhere. She's so busy with music, and her music is terrific. Of course, the new single that we played a snippet of is Time, coming out March 8th. One of the sweetest and most outstanding performers you're ever going to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest tonight, Miss Suzi Kory.
You are gorgeous.
Tiffany's fan geek. I love it.
Tiffany, can I get that again, please? That same reaction. Can we see that again?
Which one? I don't know what it is.
I know. I was like, I don't know if she's afraid or excited. It was
Excited.
Thank you. Oh my God. You know what's weird? Sorry to cut you off. First of all, hello.
Go ahead. Hi.
Our shirts. Tiffany and I.
We're the same style. Look at that.
It's meant to be. It was meant to be, yes.
I'm glad I don't have that style shirt. It would look ridiculous on me. But I've got two things for you, Suzi. Before we start interviews and chatting and all, I got two things. Number one, I got my Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood shirt on tonight.
Woohoo!
I know you're a big fan. And number two, ladies and gentlemen, for Suzi Kory.
I'm waiting. Oh, no.
My black cowboy hat, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't really fit over the speakers. Tiffany's got one as well. I came on like, Tiff, look what I'm wearing when Suzi comes on. She's like, oh my God, I got to get one. So we got our cowboy hats on to honor our great guest.
Thank you so much. I feel like I have to go get one now, too.
Nah, you don't. We did it in honor of you. Mine is not fitting, so I at least wanted you to see it. Now I got to take it off because I can't keep it on over the earphones.
You guys look awesome, though. That looked really cool.
Thank you. And like I continue to tell you, either it's you coming to the U.S. or me and Jewel and now Tiffany coming to Canada. One way or the other, we're going to meet, we're going to watch you on stage, we're going to wear our cowboy hats, and we're going to lose our minds. Let's say hello to Jewel Taney, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Jewel.
Hey!
Jewel is having some dental issues, wisdom teeth things. She's like, I'm all pumped up. Oh, she loves the hats. So she's like, can't do it tonight. I'm all pumped up. You don't mind, eh? Like, I do miss her. I love her. Tiffany was kind enough to jump in. And Tiffany's like, oh my God, Suzi, I'm like so excited. It's going to be a great show. So I told her we brought you in and the best possible guest.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. This is awesome.
I was telling Jeff I was literally dancing to your music videos for like the last hour while I was getting ready. So amazing. So amazing.
Tiffany, thank you so much. That's really, really cool. Thank you. And I'm so happy to be. I mean, I know Jewel, obviously, because I've been on the show a couple of times, but great to meet you too. And, this is awesome. What a great show. You guys are just, I like it because, I've always said to Jeff, I love that it's very free flowing. I don't like things that are rehearsed. I'm not like that. So I'm just like, I love things when they're just a big mess and it's beautiful.
You've come to the right place once again.
Yeah. You're a big
So,
mess,
yeah, I am a big mess, and I'm proud of that. But
a beautiful mess.
A beautiful mess. Oh, thank you. In my defense, audience, yesterday Suzi posted that she had a date tonight with Jeff Perini, and I think a lot of your fans stopped reading right there and like, date? What do you mean date? What's this date? I think it made a lot of your fans jealous. That's right. She's all mine tonight, fellas.
Well, Tiffany and I are yours. And then there's people who are like, oh, it's a threesome.
I was going to say, you can't have her all to yourself now, Jeff. Come on now.
Right?
Exactly. My man Todd West chimed in and said, Jeff is a hot mess. And my cousin came on to say she loves your songs. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. And I see a couple people I know as well. Dwayne, Jerry, Steven, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Jerry's saying he wears, that's the comment I was looking at. He does always come to the show wearing a hat. So it's really, really cool. I brought him up actually on stage one time because I have a song called Settle of the Dust, and it's my kind of one and only love song that I've written. And I'm like, I need a cowboy. Would somebody come up here, please, on the stage and sit and be my cowboy for the song so I can sing to you? And so Jerry, I didn't even have to say it twice. He jumped up on stage. He had a cowboy hat on. It was perfect. So we got to play the whole thing out. It was a great scenario.
I would kind of fear this be like this huge brawl, kind of like when they throw the garter belt at the wedding. I feared that would be like the rush to the stage.
Well, you'd be surprised. I do that usually for that song live at the shows, except when I did the festival, that would have been a little difficult because it was the whole COVID thing and, it was a drive-in. But at normal shows, I usually bring somebody up. And you'd be surprised sometimes it's a challenge. I'm like, come on. I've got to beg you guys to get up here.
Right?
So I'm thankful to Jerry because he made my life really easy that night, and he was a very willing, I want to say victim, but no, he wasn't a victim. He got sung to.
See, as you can tell between myself, as I always get in the way Tiffany got when you first came on, we would probably be on stage shaking.
Beat red cheeks, blushing like crazy. Yep.
Oh, man. So let's get into it. You got a brand new song coming out on March the 8th. I saw it, and I asked you kindly, kind of last minute, to come join us, and you agreed because you're amazing. You always do it for us, and we can't thank you enough. We played, I was supposed to play 15 seconds of it. I played about 30 seconds of it because I was in love with it. It's called Time. Tell us a little something about this brand new song due out March 8th.
So, it's very ironic because it wasn't the song that I was putting out. It was another song called Got a Feeling. And I've been singing that every time I do a live stream, saying, hey, this is my next single, listen up, and so on. And I'm just the type of person, I could make a decision very last minute. And I'm so glad I'm not signed to a label where I'm under the direction of other people because I change my mind daily. And I realized that I had been holding on to this song for 2+ years and I never released it. Only because, there's two sides to it. The song was inspired by one of my friends and colleagues at work. His son passed away in a tragic accident. And, he was 19 years old, star athlete, wonderful son. And I have 2 boys myself. And it really struck a chord with me personally as well, thinking, that's the last thing any parent can possibly imagine or wants to. And so it inspired me to write the song. But, I held on to it because I didn't think you can't put something out like that knowing that it's about this person and it's too soon. And then it was literally a week ago, I was searching through my phone for a video and I saw myself singing this song live a year ago at the last show I performed at live.
Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, and I posted it actually a couple of days ago. So I came across the video and I went, oh my God, I have this song that I've been sitting on that I never released. And I mean, now it's been probably 5 years since the incident itself. I think it's okay, you know, to be able to put that out. And, you know, I'm a generally very positive person, as you've noticed, maybe perhaps, Jeff.
Yeah.
I like this, you know, the world is unicorns and rainbows and everything's beautiful all the time. But I really am like that. And so that was the other side of it, that I was like, I don't know how I'm going to put this out, because it's such a sad song. It's a true story. And how do you talk about something like that and make it positive? You know, so that was a challenge for me. But I realized, no, I've got to put it out there, because it's bound to touch someone who's going through that or has gone through that. And, you know, it's okay to talk about it. And this past year during COVID, I've been spending a lot of time at home, as many of us are. And I read a lot of books, you know, self-help and spiritual stuff, and I meditate and things like that. And death is something that I've grown to think differently of. It's a part of life, and you realize it's part of the life cycle, and not questioning our time here, but instead, what are you doing with the time that you have here? You know, so I thought that's a great platform that, you know, you put out the song, and yes, even though it's about a specific story, but to be able to discuss, do we truly value our time here on earth and the people around us? And are we taking advantage of that? You know, people will be upset when someone passes and talk about how awful this is. But, you know, when I was 24, my father passed. He had a heart attack, and it happened overnight. And, you know, it's the last thing you expect when something like that happens. And it taught me, though, that the quality of time that we spent together, I mean, I had no regrets. I never look back and go, oh, if only I had, you know, more time with my father. The time that I had, we used it. So I used to spend time with my father instead of my friends. You know, I loved hanging out with my dad. Yeah. And so I'm lucky like that. And it made me realize it didn't matter if I had 24 years or if I had 50 years. It's what I did with those years and what we shared. And that never leaves you ever. It doesn't matter if the person's gone. That stuff doesn't go away. You know, and it's the same thing with the situation with my friend whose son passed. He actually, I think I took it harder than he did, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He was, you know, he's super, super positive. If you can imagine, even more positive than I am. He never faltered. He came back to work, because I worked with him a couple of weeks after it happened, and he was smiling, talking to people. And I was the one who was having an issue of, how am I going to deal with this? And I'm thinking, but this is the person who's dealing with it, you know? And so life teaches you a lot, you know, and sometimes even if it doesn't happen directly to you, situations happen to people. It teaches you a lot about yourself too.
Awesome.
That was a long story just to explain the song is coming out. Jeez.
It's a good story, and it gives Tiffany a chance to like look over the question log and kind of get herself ready to let go. So Tiffany, fire away. This is like her first ever like interview spot too. So, you know, so fire away.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine it's got to be difficult going from being on stage and being able to interact with the fans, you know, in person and you know, everything you have to do with that. And then all of a sudden COVID hits and now everybody's home and concerts are canceled. It's, you know, how do you find that you stay connected with your fans during this time where we have to kind of be patient and wait for the stage to be set again?
Well, Tiffany, you know, it's funny because when this first started last year, March was the last show that I played, as with many people. And I remember everybody jumping online and doing online shows, right? And that started going, and that's fantastic. And at the beginning, I really wasn't sold on it because I felt like I couldn't have emotion singing to my computer screen. And yeah, you know, and so I questioned it for a very long time. I didn't do many shows unless somebody asked me specifically, like we do here in Toronto. There's a group of singer-songwriters, country music singer-songwriters. So there's people who set up shows like that. And so you're part of, you know, online with a group of people. I did do a couple of those, but I didn't really do any shows myself. And it was only recently, in recent months, that I started doing it. Like, I think I did the first one maybe around December or November, December. And I saw the reaction, the fact that people, like what on your show here, where people can comment and you see the feedback right away. And then the comments I got afterwards, people messaged me saying, thank you so much. Like, you made our evening. And I'm just like, I didn't look at it that way, you know, and I'm like, who wants to hear me singing from my living room, you know? But, but, you know, I mean, I know it's going to sound like crazy, but yeah, you do think about that. You know, you're like, really? People want to see me sitting in my living room singing to them, and there's nothing to feed off of. But I'm also lucky because I don't play an instrument or not well enough to accompany myself. I have a guitarist who comes, Jeff, and Jeff, the other great name. And, you know, him and I feed off of each other during that. And we have such a great time that I remember doing our first one and we looked at each other afterwards and go, that was so much fun. See, there's Jerry saying, I love you, Jerry. Yeah, but, you know, I realized it's great for the fans who are watching, but we were having a blast. You know, we were just being silly and fun, and, you know, we had a great time. So that's one way to stay connected. The other thing is, and here I go with more answers, but the other thing is, as Jeff knows, during the summer, I heard about the concept of drive-in concerts had been happening in the few spots. And I decided to make a long story short. I ended up going, thank you, Dwayne, saying they're great with Jeff. I decided to put on my own festival, a drive-in festival, and that was phenomenal because, you know, the love I felt that day will never, ever leave me. People were so thankful, from the artists who got to perform, you know, to finally be back on stage. We did this in July. It was during a break when things were starting to get better, right before the second week. So we were able to be together, and the people who came to watch us, I remember going up to every car just saying, thank you so much for coming. Wow. And they're like, no, thank you. You know, we get to see live music. Like, this is crazy. So yeah, I've been lucky in still being able to stay connected, and, you know, we're doing what we can.
One of our audience members is trying to help you out with future guitar work if you need. Saying Tiffany plays guitar, and she's been doing some video online. So maybe somewhere down the road when we get all in one big town, you guys can jam out together.
I would love that. The sad thing is I own 2 guitars.
Don't feel bad, so do I. I inherited mine, and I don't play a lick, so I have them also.
Well, during this time, I picked it up, and I do play it, and I'm able to write songs on it, so I can play basic chords, but there is no way in hell you'll get me performing in front of anybody on the guitar. I get nervous, you know. So.
I hear you. I heard you mention about, you know, the way to connect to fans, and at first you thought it was funny, like, who wants to watch me, like, sing to a computer? Where me and Jewel kind of lucked out. We found this. We were in the studio, of course, got shut down. We found this. And at first I'm like, who's going to watch me talk to my computer? But people now tune in. Now I also noticed you have turned the other side. You've taken the other side of the microphone. I've seen you doing some interviews and doing some podcast type shows. What's it like being on the other side and asking the questions and getting the dirt on that end?
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, I'm a talker, as you might be shocking to you. But I'm somebody who loves to talk. But I realized I also love hearing people's stories, you know, and I'm lucky being part of the music industry. You meet so many musicians and interesting characters and the lives that they led. So, you know, like Philip, who I introduced you to, Philip Schaus, I mean, he's played with Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley and just crazy stuff. Yeah. And as you can tell, I'm a very rock and roll girl. So I'm just like, I love listening to his stories. And even my producer, Brent Woods, you know, he plays with Sebastian Bach, played with Vince Neil for 10 years on and off, and plays with Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. It's just like, you know, I mean, up until 3-4 years ago, I wasn't even doing music, right? So I'm living this normal life. And then to all of a sudden jump into this life now, and you hear how people have lived stuff that's just so, to the average person, it's so out there, and I love listening to it. So I found that interviewing people and getting to hear their stories is, I want them to tell other people, like, look, you know, this is what happens when you decide to just pursue your dream and, you know, get out of the 9 to 5.
Awesome.
That's amazing. And it was like, you know, you're so talented, by the way. I mean, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, and you know, I was
Ditto.
The Outlaw video earlier. Of course, Jeff got to see me. I was just dancing away over here, and just you make it look so easy. And because I know I'm singing along, and I'll, you know, if I've got my brush microphone and I'm singing, you know, lip syncing has got to be difficult. Do you find it difficult to do that with your music videos? Because you seem so flawless. You're just moving around, and you make it look so easy.
You know, it's funny. I remember having this conversation with a friend because she's like, you know, you're really good at this, like videos and whatever. And it's not like, I wanted to be a singer when I was younger, but for several years, I didn't follow that. I ended up moving to the Middle East, was working my way up the corporate ladder, had 2 kids. My kids are teenagers now. And so it's so funny that at this age, I decided to get into, doing this. And yet it does feel like the most natural thing. But it made me realize it's because all these years I've been, in my mind, I've lived this already. You know, when you have those daydreams and fantasies of what it would be like to be on stage or what it's like to make your own video or sing or whatever. And so now it feels like when I'm shooting a video or I'm performing or whatever, I'm just doing exactly what I was doing when I was like 5, and imagine, but now I get to do it for real. And yeah, that's why to me, it feels like the most natural thing, and I will always say, whenever you're following your heart and what you're meant to be doing on this earth, it'll be the easiest thing for you. And, and letting go of the whole ego part of it. I think that's where people, how do I look? Just go out there, have a great time. I always say, if you're not having fun and you're not smiling, you're doing it wrong.
I love that. Yeah.
Right. So,
but it's easy not to worry about what you look like when you're 3 beautiful people like us, like this, I mean, look at this. But seriously, I mean, and I was floored by this because I never really knew until I first found you, and I kind of found you through Facebook. And I always tell the story. One time, you actually sent me a happy birthday. We never even spoke before, and you sang "Happy Birthday" to me on Facebook, and I was just like, "Wow, what a lovely gesture!" And then when I got into this show, I'm like, I'm going to go back and find that girl that sang "Happy Birthday" and get into her music and all. And it's been great. And blessed. But the country music scene in Canada is just blowing up. We have you, of course. We've had Bree Taylor on our program, who's doing great things. New Moon Junction, who was on last week or 2 weeks ago, they're outstanding. How does it feel? Do you see it? Do you see the country music thing becoming really big in Canada?
Yeah, I think it's becoming big everywhere. And the really cool thing about it, which I'm starting to notice, is I have friends who have kids who are 20 something and they're into the country. And I think that's fantastic because you're having a whole new generation. And even my guitar player, Jeff is 28, and if he's okay with me saying that, he's fairly young, and he loves the older stuff. And I think that's cool. Not that there's anything wrong with what's going on with country right now, but modern country, it kind of blurs a lot of lines, right? So it's not like the traditional country. But I find that it's great because it has all these different styles to it right now that it's for a wider audience. Having said that, for myself personally, I like the older stuff. I like the Linda Ronstads, the Emmylou Harris, Dolly Parton. So not that I'm trying to be like them, but that sound appeals to me more than what I'm hearing now in recent music.
I'm the same way. Give me some George Strait, Johnny Cash.
There's a feel there that's different, right? It comes from a genuine place that you feel. It's not so like, I'm sure they also did, a lot of them wrote their own songs or, but it just, even when they sang it, it was coming from a genuine place as if they've lived this, and they did. And a lot of times they were living that. So I think now, especially, and again, I'm not putting any of it down because whatever works for you, you do it, but a lot of these songwriting sessions where songwriters sit together and I like that I made him appreciate country music. I started out doing rock, which is the funniest part. But, these songwriting sessions where songwriters sit in a room and have to hammer out a song in 2 hours. Again, I think that just makes you better at your craft. But I personally, I need to be alone, and it needs to come from something I'm really feeling, that I went through something. And that's why a lot of times I feel like you have to go out and live life too, right? So a lot of times people now are on social media, spending so much time with putting themselves out there. That's great because it's part of the job now. But I think you also have to sometimes shut it off, get out there, live some life, and look at what's going on around you. That's where the real stuff comes from, for inspiration from songs. And maybe not necessarily sitting in a room and trying to just come up with anything, that could be catchy and work. So
I always get those Suzi Kory chills every time you give me some of these great prophetic sayings because it's so awesome. You're so very positive. We talked, and you talk about dreaming, and one of the things you kind of told me is like, if you can believe it, it's going to happen. And you showed me this beautiful picture of this house in Malibu, and you said someday. And I just love that about you. You're just always so positive and straightforward. Give some advice to artists out there who may be bogged down by COVID. We've had some artists say, well, we're not really feeling creative. We're not really going to do it. Give some advice to some indies out there and people who, might need motivation.
Well, it's going to sound a little cliche, but I would always say think outside the box, and when you get an idea and something inspires you, like, for example, the idea that I just read an article about the drive-in shows. I mean, I've never put together anything, a festival or a show myself. I've always, been working with promoters to get a show and perform and so on. And I felt like we've got to do this. We have to do something. And so it started out as just talking to people and saying, hey, I have this idea, wouldn't it be great to put on a festival? Do you know anybody who has a piece of land? And then I had one of my friends, JP, who introduced me to someone else. I mean, this all happened within a span of weeks, the whole festival. And by the time we actually had the festival happening. So from start to finish, from thought to actual festival was 3 weeks. And I've spoken to people who do festivals and they're like, that's like impossible. But it's proof that when you get inspired by something, get moving on it. And I think fear stops us more than anything, or just we start to make excuses. Oh no, but we can't do this because this, or right now it's COVID, we can't do. Okay, I know what you can't do, but what can you do? There's always things you can do, so it's looking for that. And then asking yourself, how can I do this? So not, am I going to do this or I can't do this? How can I do this? Once you start asking how, you'll start finding answers. They come to you, whether, again, it's just putting it out there in the universe. And then the other thing, about us being home. Yeah, I'm home more than I've ever been in my entire life. And I was also at the last year working, for several years, I've worked in airlines, and that was my full-time gig. And as of last year, I was let go from that, and I became a full-time musician. And I took that time to be able to work on the craft, more songwriting, trying to learn to play guitar. So, I like that. Thanks, Steph. So, yeah. But yeah, that's a big one. Again, just asking, how can I make this happen? Instead of, this can't be done. It makes a big difference. So that's my little 2 cents.
Beautiful words of advice, because I'm at a place right now, and I just published a book, and I'm trying to find ways to get the word out there, and and it's hard when I don't know marketing, and I'm trying to do it all myself, and sometimes I get that fear of rejection settles in, and so you're inspiring me tonight too.
Well, again, and I'm not trying to sound preachy, but the one thing I will say to you, and I got rid of this a long time ago, is I'm not afraid to reach out to anyone. I'm talking anyone. I've reached out to presidents of companies, CEOs. LinkedIn is something I use religiously, and I'm shocked when people don't use it, especially artists. I'm like, that's the part where you're going to get to the people that you need to hear your music and get it out there. So if you're, you've published a book, that's where you're going to, on a professional website like that, or that's where you're going to be really able to connect with the right people that can take it further, and not being afraid to reach out to whoever. I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was able to get my song on Sirius XM, and she was like, oh, who are you working with that got the song on Sirius XM? And I said, no one. I reached out to the program director and I got it. And they couldn't believe it, because other people pay thousands of dollars to someone who's going to go out there and shop the song, to radio, but I just do it myself, and I've saved all that money and still got the same result. Because if you've got the product and you're able to sell that product well, if you believe in it, then trust me, you can do it yourself, and I think people underestimate what they're able to do. And so if you want more advice, that's what I would say is the only person who will ever stand in your way is you. So get out of your way and get going.
I love that. I want to share this with you because I love women in rock, women that are authors, talented women that are just taking over. Because, there was always, and honestly, there was a time where, men first, women in the background. And that's nonsense now. It's squashed. This picture I love, and I want you to kind of just maybe give some shout outs to who everybody is on this picture. I'm sure you can see it. It's your backdrop. I've grown to love this photo. This one right here, I think it was from a festival.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! You know what?
I love this picture. It's just so strong. I love it.
This is why I haven't taken it down. This is from last summer, and that was honestly one of my proudest moments. And Jeff, let me tell you something. I am not someone who waves the female flag. Okay, I'm just not that person, because for me, there is no female, male, anything. For me, everybody is out there doing what they do, and just do it. I don't have to say, oh, we're females and we did this. Having said that, again, it's not necessarily because we're all females. What happened that day, so Nicole, who's the second from the, when you put it up on the screen, she's second from the left. Yeah, with the hat on.
With the hat on, okay.
Yeah. And Nicole Ray, she was.
I'll go on and off with it as you describe if you need.
Yeah, so that's her, she put on that festival, Harmonia Fest, and she had a vision of what she wanted to be, female country artists. And we're all, besides being all female country artists here in Ontario, we're good friends, and the fact that we all support each other. And I think a lot of times in the music industry, that's not seen. And I remember us that day, every time one of us went up on stage, the others were standing right in front of the stage, like singing along to the songs and cheering. And I thought, how beautiful is that? And that's exactly what it should be for how artists feel about each other, and just, it was incredible and it was magical. And I'm so honored to have been a part of it. And so that's why I have that picture up there. I'm like, that was such a cool moment. And a lot of people who came and watched recognized that. They're like, we don't think we've seen this kind of artist camaraderie ever. I mean, again, maybe I'm just saying from the few people that I spoke to, yeah. This is the impression that they were feeling there. And I'm like, you're not wrong, because we're feeling it too. And even some of us had discussion how, even between us, there tends to be, of course, artists will always be like, oh, well, she's doing that. Oh, look what she got that. Or look how many streams she has. In that moment, there was none of that. Nobody's looking at anybody as nobody's better than anybody, and we're all the same. We're all in it for the people who are out there, and we're there to watch. So once you change that vision of why you're doing what you do, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for people who, if you can touch people and make them happy for an evening, or have a song that really changes somebody's life or perspective on life, that's the, it's not the streams and the views. That's the magic, is when you, do that. Oh, that was an amazing day. Gary's awesome. He's a photographer. Awesome photographer.
Yeah, I love that picture. I seen it on your page, and like I said, I pretty much recognize it as the artist. Obviously, recognize Bree in there, and a couple of the women I just seen that you interact with on your page, and some of the musicians. I'm like, I gotta just talk about this day, because it just seemed like a terrific day.
Thank you. Well, I thought, it was a great picture too, because we're just a bunch of hotties, and so it's great.
That had nothing to do with it.
It makes me look better, I'm like, okay, I'll just put all these wonderfully looking women, and yeah.
The less the audience sees of me, the better the ratings get on the program.
Suzi, before before the show, I was listening to your song "Settle of the Dust," and it was so beautiful. And when we were talking earlier about artists that are just genuine with their lyrics and genuine with their songs, that just seems like such a genuine song to me, and I just it really resonated with me so much. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Well, I can tell you it's a true story. And it's funny because, it's been one of my most successful songs, if you want to rate success with, radio airplay and things like that. And I find I get the same reaction from people, of, oh my God, I love your music, but that song, I'm like, oh God, I guess that's what happens when you write something that's so personal to you. And and the life of musicians are trying to have relationships with someone who's always traveling. I mean, how many people, even if the person isn't a musician, but the fact that you can have someone that you care so much about, but they're just not seeing it, and you're thinking, okay, one day you will, or one day it'll be too late. Who knows, But
sure. What's coming up next? 2021. What else? What other plans you have? And anything lined up right away? More creating, more music. What's next on the plate? The very full plate for Suzi Kory.
Well, I've got about 4 songs. 2 of them are already recorded, and the other 2 I need to record. So I was supposed to go to LA last week, and I've held off for a little bit because we have a lot of regulations changing here at the airport and what you can do when you travel. Like now they're asking people to quarantine when they come back in a hotel at your expense.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Jesus.
yeah. So I'm just waiting that out. But, you know, at least I have material that's ready to go. So that's good. And Love Revolution, the festival that I did last year, I'm hoping to do a repeat. Tiffany, I know you weren't here on the previous shows, but I talked that we did it here in Canada, but I also went down to Tennessee. And we did it, we did one down there too, and it was unbelievable. And, you know, again, it's one of those things where you just get out of your comfort zone. For like, how are you going to do a festival in Tennessee? You barely know anybody down there. And I said, but I know a couple of people, and they're good people. You know, Sean Carson helped me out a lot, again, with finding the land, and Phil Valdez, another artist down there who's unbelievable. He helped me with putting together the house band down there. And I was able from Toronto to get everything sorted. And I went there a week before, and you know, we did the festival. So I'm hoping to do both of them again, and maybe a few other cities. Like I'd like to get to Texas and California if possible. So
Awesome.
fingers crossed on that.
Like you said, you know, wish it and work at it, make it come true. Maybe in 2022, the Love Revolution comes to Loso Brewing Company and takes stage for us people here in Pennsylvania, and we bring Tiffany down as well. We have a giant festival right at our brewery with you and the amazing Love Revolution tour. I would love it.
That would be incredible. And Tiffany, I do want to check out your book, so I'll look for that. I did. We are friends now on Facebook, so yeah, congratulations on that. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's been it's an incredible journey. It's about, you know, just to give a little what it's about. It's about my personal story of how I was able to overcome depression through going out of my comfort zone and traveling solo to volunteer. So it's been
Wow.
a wild ride, and yeah, it's amazing. It's been amazing.
Well, I think that's amazing because it's cathartic for you to be able to put it down on paper, and at the same time, sharing your story helps others, right? So
Absolutely, yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you, Phil.
Yeah. Just two amazing women I had the pleasure to sit and talk with tonight. It was kind of like a double whammy. No disrespect to Jewel. I love Jewel to death, but to have two very creative women with big stuff going on right now and kind of talking it out, the three of us, has just been fantastic. I'm pretty much thinking maybe for another podcast, maybe doing the Suzi Kory hour once a week, because I can't get enough.
absolutely. And we still have to do one. I'll, you know, have Jeff here with me, and maybe we'll do a couple of songs live or something. That would be kind of cool.
That'd be great. You were more than kind to do our Christmas show first. You sang, you said, I don't even have my guitarist here, and you still did it first. And your voice is amazing, and the audience loves you, and I get more and more great feedback about you. And I noticed when you just put up the advertisement you were going to be on the show, like 200 and some people liked it. Hundreds of people are commenting. I'm like, man, this Suzi Kory just really puts asses in the seats.
But I had to tell people, hey, I'm not singing, because they're like, oh, a show. I'm like, no, I'm talking.
Right.
I'm doing my second favorite thing, which is babbling.
And you're great at it, and you do make for a tremendous guest. I thank you once again for coming on with us this evening. I'm going to lay it out there for everybody, www.suzikory.com. The new single is Time. It's coming out March 8th on all the major streaming platforms, and I'm sure we'll have a video of you lip-syncing it on YouTube soon enough. Facebook and Instagram at Suzi Kory, of course, as I said before, Apple Music, Spotify, all major streaming. Download her music. Check it out. Love it. There's upbeat songs. There's romance songs. There's feel-good songs. The whole great stuff. Suzi, thank you 1,000,000,000% for coming on. We love you dearly. And soon, very soon, we're going to do this again. More music comes out. Keep bringing it back.
Guys, such a pleasure being with you. Thank you, both of you. And, you know, you say thank you to me, I say thank you, because I appreciate it, you know, as artists, to have any kind of platform, but then to be able to talk to people who are just cool people. I always believe that, you know, whatever you're going to do, I don't make relationships based on, okay, well, I can get this out of the person. For me, it's genuine. I love the people that, you know, that I do podcasts or interviews. I'm actually friends with a lot of the people, so.
That's all. Yeah, we've become tight from it. We every once in a while we'll reach out to each other. Me and Tiffany do the same thing. We reach out, and it comes kind of like a daily routine, just like normal stuff, talking about what's up in life, and it's been great. I have been blessed to have this platform. And again, Thank you so much, Suzi. We will talk very soon. Thank you to every member of Suzi's audience that's flooding the comments. Stick around with us because we got a lot more coming on, and we'll have Suzi on the very future. Suzi, love you much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing and lovely and incredible Suzi Kory. Tiffany, what'd you think? Your first ever interview could not have been better with a more amazing individual.
She's incredible. I mean, just beautiful all around. Beautiful smile, beautiful soul, beautiful heart. She, so inspiring for someone like me who, is nervous about putting myself out there. She just gave me so much inspiration. It's what I needed to hear today. I'm telling you, it was like
Awesome.
The stars were meant to be. The stars aligned.
Let's do this real quick while she's still backstage. She hasn't left backstage yet, which is cool. Before you leave, I'm gonna take headsets off, not worry about what I'm gonna say. Let's do this one more time. And I'm gonna say, thank you, ma'am.
What?
I gave her a thank you, ma'am.
Howdy.
Howdy, and thank you. Suzi, thank you again so much. It's absolutely awesome. So it is, let me see, 9:07. We got a lot still to do, but again, like I said, Suzi is somebody I love having on the show. I get just a positive feel when it's over, and just a great feel of just like going out and doing it. Kind of like when we had you on that night and you were talking about your book and everything you did, and it like people with talent and the drive and the go get 'ems really inspire me.
Yeah, it's sometimes we get in these moments where we're in these highs where we're just so motivated, and for me, even though I wrote this book and everybody's coming to me saying you're inspiring me, you're doing all these great things, there's still moments where I feel like I need inspiration and I need motivation and I need that little hint of you're doing a great job, you're doing so good, and she gave it to me tonight. Amazing. Like
That's terrific.
I'm still speechless. Yeah. She just, and to see her with her fellow artists and friends all supporting each other, I think that's so incredible in a time where, especially in the music industry, where there's so much competition, to know that there's just genuinely supporting each other. It's just an amazing thing that more people should be supportive of each other. It shouldn't be always a competition.
Agreed. And you and I had talked about it, and Suzi had said it as well. You and I talked about it with authors. I talked about it with the beer business. It becomes a community, and that's what you need. You need a community. When Jeremy, you can't have that, dude. Everybody wants that stormtrooper. That's not going anywhere. That's like my wife got that for me. I love it. Suzi, I love you guys so much. Thank you for having me. And Tiffany, we will talk more. Thank you. You are amazing. And Tiffany's reaction when you first came on the screen, everyone was you're like, isn't it cool though? Like I said, you watch their videos, listen to their music all day, and boom, there they are, like speaking to you.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. I told myself, Tiffany, keep it together. Don't think really awkward. Don't make it awkward now. And of course I did. But it's okay. It was genuine.
Exactly. And Jewel and I will tell you, we fan geek out. This is our 139th episode of this format, the Yo Show, etc. And 139 times I've geeked out. When the face comes backstage and then it pops up on the screen, I'm automatically awestruck. So I know I'm going to talk to somebody with great talent, and it goes for everybody that's been on the show. We have been extremely lucky. I said the other day we're 138-0. We're now 139-0 with terrific guests and platform. It's been great. I thank all you that tune in, and I thank people like Tiffany, Suzi, Jewel, Stormtrooper. I thank you all.
I think, he's stealing a lot of the show back there.
He's a part of it. Usually he's over here, but I had to get the cup in tonight. Oh, actually pointing in the right direction, too, for the first time in my life.
Does the Stormtrooper get, decorated for the holidays? Does he have a Santa hat at Christmas time, or, will he have some, a leprechaun hat for St. Patty's Day next month?
I don't get that. Maybe I should. He's got some sound effects. He used to have sound effects when his battery used to work. Anyway.
You need to change the batteries before the next show.
Exactly. Now, here's where we get into the fun stuff, because this is where we just kind of start talking topics and discussions and fun and all that great stuff.
All right, here we go.
So we did this here. We always do a little thing on Facebook that I call Let's Argue. I hashtag it, and people comment on it, and then I bring it to the show. This week, I did one that was fun, and Tiffany, you jumped right on it, and I loved it, and I was surprised at some of the answers, though. Here's the picture. Okay, this might hurt. Choose one to go forever. So you look at the list. There's 9 foods. You got to get rid of one of these foods forever. Burgers, tacos, fried chicken, shrimp. I'm getting ready to walk off the show and eat. This just looks amazing. Crab legs, fried fish, pizza, pasta, and steak. Some of them were mentioned by me and Tiffany in our top 5 list. So we took it to the streets, Tiffany. I took it to the audience, and I'm going to give you the results so we know exactly what everybody thinks. You spoke.
The right thing. They better choose the right thing.
Exactly. You spoke. Give us your input real quick, because I know what you picked. You know what I picked. What is your choice?
Fried fish.
Fried fish. I agree. I don't understand what fried fish even is doing in my life. I don't like fish. I could do some shellfish. Do you eat sushi?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Fried fish is good. I will eat it on it. Sometimes I'll get a craving for it if I want a little something different. But it's definitely something I can live without. I mean, I'm not going to give up tacos. Forget it. Like, tacos are here to stay.
So, somebody said I'll be eating tacos forever. So let's get the results. People always say, like they watch and they don't comment. And they're always like, oh, I saw the results. I voted for this, that, and the other thing. Well, yeah. Number 9 with just 1 vote. Burgers.
Okay.
One person. And you know what it was? It was our good friend of the show, Maria Daniels. And tomorrow, when I speak to her, I'm going to let her have it. But she said she's not into the texture of ground meat. So, okay, burgers.
Okay. I can do that. I can see that. That's okay. Or if you're vegetarian, I mean.
Vegetarians, yeah, we had a couple of those. Number 8 with 3 votes was pizza. Who doesn't like pizza?
I better not take drinks during this, because I'm going to get shocked and end up spinning it across the screen.
I agree. I was just sitting right there with that sip. I want to see who's commenting. Oh, tacos. Yeah, Phil, tacos go nowhere. Oh, we don't want margaritas to get lonely. That should be the name of a restaurant. Lonely Margaritas Taco House. I love it. Number 7, I'm okay with number 7. 5 votes each. Fried chicken and steak.
Okay. Fried chicken, though. I mean, there's just something about a good fried chicken sometimes.
Yes. Sometimes a good fried chicken. Like you go to the market and they got those. Our own Jewel Tatey. But shrimp? Oh, my God. I'm glad you're not on tonight. Shrimp! Fried flounder slops. That sounds nasty. Yeah, steak I don't understand. Again, the vegetarians, but steak to me is like, that's like my John. I love me a good steak.
Yeah, steak is like, yeah. Ooh, I do love a good steak.
So we had a tie there. So number 5, Jewel Tatey, we happy to know, is shrimp.
Okay.
I love shrimp. I like shellfish and everything. Bottom dwellers, and they're dirty, and that's why you clean them. Am I right?
I love all seafood. The one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is scallops, but I can do it. That shrimp can come in just all types of flavors. You can do it so many ways. That makes it so versatile and so exciting.
Sea bugs. That's what people call them, sea bugs. You're killing me tonight. You know what?
Look at shrimp the same again now.
I know, right? She's on fire from her remote location. We love and miss you. Now, you're a big shrimp fan. You're a big buffalo fan. I recommend going to a place, getting a nice buffalo sauce and an order of wings instead of like cocktail, and dip the shrimp in the buffalo sauce. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Buffalo shrimp are amazing.
Chickies and Pete's here in PA. They will bring you a side of buffalo sauce. It's terrific. Number 4, and this one hurts as an Italian. Pasta. What's not to like about pasta?
I mean, I know the carbs. I get it. I know there's a lot of carbs, but those carbs are amazing. They're so good.
Good carbs. There's good carbs and there's bad carbs. These are good.
I remember what was the rest of the things that were on this list, and I haven't seen them yet, and I'm getting sad. This is sad to me.
It is getting sad. I'm getting a little disappointed. I mean, Phil, love chicken and Pete. I agree.
I haven't seen tacos yet.
Number 3 with 11 votes is tacos.
Oh.
11 people on the poll. How?
What kind of tacos are you guys eating? Because
that's the question. What kind of if you're voting against tacos,
you're not
what kind of tacos?
You're not doing it right.
Rant. Let them hear it. This is your first time. You get the platform to rant. Hit it. Tell them about tacos.
Okay, let me tell you a little something about tacos. They are just this little pocket of flavor city. I mean,
perfection.
Yes, and they come in so many different. I mean, you can get pork carnitas, and you can get the shredded barbacoa. You can get shrimp tacos, sea bug tacos. You can get chicken. You can get beef. I mean, you can make a taco. You can make a vegetable taco, for Christ's sake. I mean, you can make a taco with anything. You can do breakfast burritos. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and the fact that this is number 3 on the list is bothersome.
It hurts. I make a terrific taco. Do you make tacos?
I make tacos all the time. I mean, we do tacos here on the regular.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So we gotta. I'd like to Phil venison taco. I would give that a try. That sounds terrific.
So Phil, when you come back to work, we're gonna do venison tacos. Phil's really
I love it.
Phil.
Is he the one that put the little thing on the back of your helmet?
No.
We'll get to that in a minute, Phil.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think. No, he wasn't there that day. He was not there that day. Yes, we'll talk about the office prank wars in a few when we finish this.
Yeah, you need to help your girl out. Number 2, and this was mostly based on the laziness of human beings. Crab legs.
Yeah.
15 votes, and about 11 of them were like, it's too much work.
It is. It is a lot of work. It
is a lot of work, but it's good.
But they are a lot of work. You have to be willing to put in the time and the effort and the energy. So I can understand that.
I would tell a story of, it always chokes me up because it's so wonderful. But, yeah, I know. Rebecca Conrad does not like crab legs. There's nothing in them. It does take some digging. I mean, if you ladies that like meat, never mind. Forget I said that. Anyway, back to crab. But it is work. As a kid, my father would go out and get bushels of live crabs, like bushels, and he would crack them and clean them, and then he would make spaghetti with the crab sauce, and we would have just dozens and dozens of crabs, and we would start eating like 6 o'clock at night, and we would roll till like 9 o'clock at night, just breaking not crab legs, but like the actual crab, breaking them apart and eating them. And it was like a huge day for our family. Me and my 4 brothers, and my 3 brothers, my mom, my dad. We would just sit there at the table for hours. So crab to me, it's got a soft spot in my heart.
Well, I love crabs too, and I remember I went on a date one time for go eat crabs, and it was like the first time I had gone in Maryland, and it was the Maryland crab, and they were so good. But he hands me this mallet, this hammer. And I was like, well, what do I do? He's like, you just, and I'm like, so there's Old Bay flying everywhere, all over the restaurant. I mean, I had it in my hair. I had it down my shirt. I had it everywhere. Old Bay everywhere. It was so much fun, and I've been hooked on crabs ever since. They're so
awesome.
Good. Now, I think they're worth the effort.
I think it's worth the work. To me, when I used to date, I used to be a single guy and I used to date, and it used to make every girl laugh that I went out with. I would not eat a taco on a date or a burger or crabs because, like, you do this like weird lean-in thing with the food, and you look goofy, and you eat the burger, and the burger flops out the end. You're eating crabs, and it's all over your face. So I would normally get salad, and girls are like, "You're eating salad? Like, what kind of man are you?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Where's the cheese fries or the mozzarella sticks?
That's like if you get a second date, then that comes.
And then you bring out the true foods. Yeah.
Yes, first date. I always took it easy.
Yeah, you
Nope.
got to make sure they're worthy to even share, because you know
Truth.
yeah, because I mean, if you order the mozzarella sticks, they might want one, and if you're not feeling the vibe, you don't want to share that deliciousness with. We got to on the same page.
Tune in every Friday for a brand new program brought to you by Jeff and Tiffany called Dating Advice: What to and Don't Do. You don't touch my mozzarella stick. That is a one-dater. You touch my mozzarella stick.
It's done.
Tell you what, first date with my wife, if I would have broke out French fries and seen the way she hovers through French fries, we would not have been married. The girl eats French fries like people breathe oxygen. God bless her. Number one on this list, very obvious. 33 people got it right. 33, you got it right. It is fried fish. Congratulations to the audience got it right. But like a couple guys I gave, I like fish and chips. No.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if there is absolutely nothing else on the menu available that I'm feeling in the moment, I'll get that.
Wow.
That's just how it is. And then there's always something else on the menu that I'm feeling. Always. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's very rare that. Matter of fact, it's impossible for me to go anywhere and be like, I think I'll try the fried fish. And I've gone to places and I eat liver. I'll eat liver maybe once a year, just for something different. So I've gone to diners and eaten liver. My wife's like at a diner, and and trust me, it wasn't the best decision. It sounded good at the time. So fellas, if you're out there and you want to try to woo the lovely Miss Mosher, do not take her to a fish place.
Or fried fish. Let's get that straight though. Fried fish, because
Right.
regular fish, any type of seafood, I love. Mozzarella sticks or cheese fries on the menu remain an added bonus.
Telling you, I am in love with mozzarella sticks. My wife does not like it because there's nothing healthy about it. It's deep fried and it's just cheese.
That's why they're so good. That's why
It is so good. You know what I did tonight before the show? Well, we had dinner. She made chili. She makes a great chili. And tonight she used turkey meat to try and make it a little healthier. It was still fantastic. She makes a great chili. But, waiting around, getting ready to do the show, there's the bag of cheddar cheese, the shredded cheddar cheese, and I just start sticking my hand in and shoving it in. We all need to go out for some tacos and chickies.
Yes.
I agree. Jewel is chomping at the bit to get out of the house. Jewel, I'm telling you, me and the missus will do it. It's only a 6-hour ride to Virginia Beach.
Well, I am actually going to be up in Pennsylvania the first week of April.
Really?
I will be, yes. I will be. I'm going to go back home and visit family, so we should try something. We got a plan.
Absolutely. Make yourself readily available, and we will welcome you. I mean, you're more than welcome to even crash out here in one of our spare bedrooms if you want. I know my wife would love you. You're right up her alley. I know Jewel already loves you. So, yeah, let's make some PA stuff happen. I love it. Let's do, because Jewel said tacos and chickies. Let's do tacos for lunch, a couple hundred beers, and then we'll do chickies for dinner.
Day date.
Day date. And we'll get Suzi Kory across the border somehow. That's a whole different ballgame. So we got another one, and I had to do this. Yeah, Jewel's very excited. I'm very excited. I can't believe it. Like, we definitely, let's mesh.
Yes.
We'll introduce you to some great cheesesteaks, too. Jewel and I are going to be upset when you see this topic because it's a great one, and I did it without you, but I got to do it. Last week on our show, we had Jim Hutton. Now, Jim Hutton is the owner and creator of the beard line known as the Moist Collective. And the word sent the audience into different directions. It's dirty, it's not dirty. Some people love it, some people hate it. Jewel's not a big fan of it. And Jim said it's only a dirty word if you make it a dirty word, which I agree. So what I did is I found a bunch of cringe-worthy words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, words that make people go like, yeah. So me and Tiffany are going to judge these words. I think there's 7 of them, maybe 8 of them, on a scale of 1 to 10. 10, of course, being the cringiest. And let's get right at it. Let's go right to moist.
This one doesn't bother me as much. I'm going to give it a 5.
5.
It's not one I use very often, but when I hear it, I'm not like, ooh, you know. and I think that's where Jim got it right with calling it that, because you know the company, the Moist Collective. Well, some people they're gonna talk about the name, but they're talking about it, and that's marketing genius. So.
I like it. I know you can't feel it, but it's just so soft now. Like it's just I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of the product. I give Moist a 3. Moist doesn't bother me at all. Because I don't, like I said, I don't really use the word. To me, it's not as sexually inspired as people think it is. To me, it's, and I like the fact that Jim went out and got it. I like Moist. Your boy Phil gave you a rather unusual face. Apparently, he likes Moist. The next one we have, and again, when you sit and talk to people, crotch. See, they're all gonna make you laugh at some point, and you're gonna dissect them.
You're gonna have to judge based on my initial reaction of seeing the word. That's what you're gonna. Because I can't help my face at all. It tells everything. It tells a story with everything.
That was where I could tell crotch is already a touchy one. Let it rip.
It's such a weird word. I don't find it that cringy. I find it more funny than anything. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Stop looking at my crotch. I don't know. It's like one of those things that's like that you just say, and it's like whatever. It's like, you know, 3 or 4. It's not cringy to me.
3 or 4. I give crotch a 5. Crotch is right in the middle. And you know why? Think about crotch now. Think about crotch in the summertime. That changes the whole dynamic.
So this is where you have to have, like, you know, you have subcategories. You have the general word crotch, which gets like a 5. Well, you know what I mean? But then like summertime crotch, that gets like a 9 automatically.
Oh my! Did you ever think last week you'd be saying summertime crotch?
No.
All right, now this one, this caught me by surprise, but there's a lot of females find this cringeworthy, and I'm going to hit you with it. I love the fact I'm doing these by surprise. Panties.
Oh, that one doesn't bother me. I don't say it, but it doesn't bother me.
I'm not bothered by it either. My wife's probably watching, and I apologize ahead of time. But when I was single, guys used to always talk about getting in their panties.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a common term, but it's not one that I find like repulsive or anything.
And they're an actual word. They're a product. So I give panties a 1.
Yeah, I agree.
My sister-in-law was like, "Oh, I hate that word." I'm like, "Panties?" Like, this next one could be a good one. Spank.
Okay, we're just like up at. That's not. I don't find that cringeworthy at all. We'll just say
really.
That. Well, yeah, we'll give that a 0. That's a fun one. That's a fun word.
All right. I think spank is a little. I mean, because you talk about like even when people say, "Oh, I got to spank my kid," I'm kind of like, "Oh."
No, we're not talking about that.
Right. So like, I could spank like a 4 because it does make at times it's.
It depends on the context that you're using it in, I guess.
All right. So far, I have not been able to. I mean, I've gotten some giggles at you, but I haven't really knocked you down. Let's try dripping. I found a list of cringeworthy words, and when I was saying them, I'm like, woof. And I'm like, I got to lay these in.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, that's the thing. It's the faucet dripping. I mean, what are we talking? What context are we? See, I'm going to weird places here.
But that's the point of it. It's like a word that you can use in a regular sentence that still makes people go, "Woo, you said dripping." Like. The beauty of live programming, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dripping. Well, yeah, I will give it a 5. It's just
5. I give dripping like a solid 7. That's a hard word.
yeah. The 6. We'll meet in the middle with a 6.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if my wife came out of steps right now and said something's dripping, I would probably pee my pants in laughter. I would fall off the chair. I really would.
Oh gosh.
The last 3 are rugged, and this is female driven, so I really got to see your reaction here. Yeast.
Ew.
You're cringing badly. I expect a high score here. You're cringing as you're looking at it.
We'll give it a 9.9.
Wow, 9.9. I agree. I'm like a solid 7 or 8. And even just talking like something innocent as bread, don't say yeast. It's just there's nothing pretty about it. I finally got you with one. Even your face, you're like, you're getting so ready, and you're just like, no, you're like.
I know. I'm like looking at the screen of it. I literally am like grabbing my chair with white knuckles. Like,
Then we'll lay on you. We got 2 more. We'll lay on. Whoops, I missed it. Where is it? I moved it. Crevice.
no, see, I automatically go to like rock formation,
Okay.
a canyon, so that's not cringy to me.
Me neither. I think of the same thing. I think of structure. I think of cracks. Crevice to me is not a bad word. And like it was on this list. It was one of the top ones. I'm like, crevice? Oh, that's like a 1.
Yeah.
The last word, this could go either way. You've been pretty much a trooper through them all.
Okay.
So I want to see how you get with the word. I don't even think I can put it on there. Probably going to be on the news tomorrow. Going to be on Apple News. Like, talk show host is suspended because he said squirt.
Let me gather my composure here.
Okay. Because this one, on like 3 different lists I saw, squirt was the #1 cringeworthy word.
I don't have any words, but I don't have any words.
Squirt appears to be a 10 on your radar.
I don't find it. I don't find it cringy though. I think it's funny and like it's an enticing word. I don't know what to tell you. It's like one. It's not a ew. Like yeast is at the very that.
Yeah, that's nasty. There's no good way to say the word yeast. You know what I love is I always run the YouTube live on my other computer with the notes, and it's usually a few seconds behind. So I got to watch your squirt reaction twice, and it was just great. So we're going to agree that yeast is the most cringeworthy.
Yes, yeast is the most cringeworthy. 100%. This was fun.
That was fun. I'm also going to agree that you're pretty solid. You're a pretty stern trooper about these things, and takes a whole lot to offend you, which, I'm kind of shocked.
Hey, I can hang. I'm good.
I may rerun that next week.
I have a fun sense of humor. I can take it.
You do. You've been terrific. Let's get into some topics. And one of the big topics, wow, this one's huge. And, when I'm like, hold on a second. I'm trying to talk serious while the word squirt is still staring me in the face. Let's get rid of squirt. There we go. And then we can talk seriously. Sorry to get back to it. Golf legend Tiger Woods, big time automobile accident. Breaks in 2 legs, a shattered ankle, spent the entire evening in surgery. He's stable. He's doing okay. Nothing is life-threatening. A lot of bone fragment put back together. Very dangerous. Your thoughts on the Tiger Woods accident? What have you heard, and what do you think?
It's absolutely tragic. I, just been seeing clips from the news. I know he was, in a rush to go meet Drew Brees and another football player. I can't remember his name, but on their way to go golfing or something like that. And it's just an absolute tragedy. It's one of these things that you learn, time is so precious, and you have plans for your day, and you're just going about, and anything can change in the snap of a finger, and
Yeah.
kind of shows you like you've got to be just grateful for every moment. It could have been, it could have been a death. And he's survived, and even though he's in serious condition, um, I really hope and pray he'll recover from this. It's no one wants to hear news like this. It's not, no matter who it is.
Yeah, agreed. It's we try not to stay too serious on the show, but when topics come up like this, you'd like to discuss them. And I know he had problems. He had back problems. He had some opiate problems. He had marital problems. Whatever problems you have, the accident's tragic. There was video of him driving just a few minutes before the accident, and people were starting to wonder if it was a car malfunction, if it was something that happened in the woods. It's hard to say. We of course wish him well. He's a tremendous golfer, probably one of the best of all time. But a horrible story. And did you see the vehicle? Did you see the pictures? Wow.
It's amazing he survived.
Yeah, they say he's lucky to be alive. They pried him out with the jaws of life. Like, I can't even, just that talk about cringeworthy, the jaws of life. Like, that there gives you a chill.
Yeah. Yeah. We wish him all the best.
Absolutely do wish well to Tiger Woods. Two people, and I don't know if we're supposed to wish them well. I don't know what we're supposed to wish these people anymore, because I just can't keep up with it. Kim and Kanye. Kim has filed for divorce. It looks like it's finally over. Kim and Kanye divorced. I heard stories how Kanye kind of had like nothing, and then he married Kim, and he accumulated money again. Who do you think, I don't want to say wins, but who do you think makes out better in the end in this deal?
Divorce is a hard thing. I've been through it. It sucks. In general, it sucks. I have no shame. I'm going to admit the Kardashians are a guilty pleasure of mine, so I'm a huge fan of the show. I watch it all the time.
Wow.
So for me, this is sad news, but it's not unexpected. I think what makes it sad for me is I know that Kanye, and in the news we've seen that he's had a lot of mental health breakdowns over the last couple of years, and I know he's struggling, and so that's the hard part. As someone like me who's dealt with some mental health issues, I empathize with that, and and then there's children involved. There are 4 beautiful children. So it's like at the end of the day, yes, they are celebrities, and he's no matter how they got their fame, there are 4 innocent children in the mix, and that's a sad thing for them too, to see mom and dad split. So yeah, it's a tough thing. I don't think anyone makes out good from divorce. Honestly, it's not one of those good happy things. I don't know.
I agree. It's got to be tough marrying Kardashian. Obviously, it's a lot of news stuff, a lot of press, a lot of drama. I mean, I'm not going to lie, and a lot of my friends are like, ugh, like anymore, but I find Kim sexy. I think the little one, Courtney, is it? I think
spirit animal.
Right. I think she's beautiful. They're attractive girls.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Courtney in the news as much as Kim, and of course, like the Jenner kids and all that. But it's got to be like impossible. And we talked, in the past about Britney Spears. You can't walk out of your house. You got people like all over your face, and that's got to be a horrible way to even try to have a life. Let alone 2 people as polarizing, I think is the word, as Kim and Kanye, like always in the news.
Well, I think there's zero privacy. You and I were to go out and go to dinner with our significant others or whatever we were doing, we can have that privacy. We can go have a conversation at a table. We can take a walk outside around the neighborhood, things like that. But, for them, you can't. You have paparazzi,
Right.
flashing camera, you have fans. So that lack of privacy and everything is so public. I think that can take such a toll on your relationship to have and then not to be able to trust the people that are around you too, because you've got to be able to trust that people close to you aren't going to leak things to the press, or it's got to be very trying, very it just hurts that relationship.
Yeah, overbearing.
Yeah, I can't find my words, but a relationship is very sacred, and I think that you know, when you have so many outside influences penetrating that little sacred bubble of your relationship, then it's bound to break down.
Well, let me ask you this question. It's a nice little spin-off from where we're at. And I kind of like to get things that are like I said, Kanye West rumored to have some mental issues. Britney Spears, they started saying, mental issues. Some of the stars of the past, Gary Busey, Randy Quaid, like, oh my God, they're mental, they're losing their mind. Prince is a weirdo. Michael Jackson's a weirdo. Do you think they're driven to this weirdness or this craziness by that kind of fame? Do you think fame drives them to that? The fact they don't have any privacy?
It could. It could cause you know, a lot of emotional and mental toll. You know, like we have, you know, I have my everyday stresses that take take a toll on my mental health at times. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to not be able to just stop and take a breath for a minute. You know, and I think, you know, these celebrities, they've got constant things going on, schedules, you know, interviews, photo shoots, all these different things, and zero privacy, zero time to relax, zero time for self-care. And that's, I can definitely imagine that it would take, when you can't take that time to take a step back and take a break, you'll drive yourself crazy.
Absolutely. It's tough here, you know, just being on the Yo Show and walking down the street and people are like, here's Jeff from the Yo Show. It happens all the time. So very annoying. And speaking of you said you deal with everyday stresses. Let's take a moment and tell your coworkers to stop putting pictures of penises on your work helmet, shall we?
Yeah.
I was going to put a picture. I was going to take a picture and load it up and put it up here, and I didn't. But what goes on at work? It seems like you are usually the one getting pranked upon.
Yeah. So we have some pranks going around the you know, and what's funny is that we have fun, and that's the thing. You know, we're in this kind of serious environment, and we just try to have fun with each other. There's a mouse trap going around. Oh, the money. Oh, so what Phil's talking about? What Phil's talking about is, oh yeah, you'll appreciate this, Jeff. So we had like a dirty Santa Christmas exchange 2 years ago.
I like it.
Yeah, like a white elephant, and the gift I bought for the white elephant exchange was a calendar. It was called Nature's. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Oh, you let it rip. Let it fucking rip.
It's called Nature's Dick Pics, and it had all these rock formations out of nature that looked like giant penises. So Phil won that prize. My son.
Congratulations.
My son's over here like, Mom, what are you talking about?
This is live programming, my friend.
Yeah. So he won the calendar. And what's funny was every time he'd flip it to a new month, he's like, Tiffany, come here. Let's look. Oh, it's hysterical. But yeah, so we had the you know, we played pranks on each other. There's a mouse trap going around. You know, that yeah, we had a mouse trap going around. It bit me twice now. So
this thing actually, you showed me this. This like snaps your finger.
It got thrown at me, and it got my pants and pinched my skin, and then it hit my finger. I had like a line down my finger. Yeah, it's all in good fun. I found it in my purse. So the mouse trap, then the mouse trap broke because it was getting used so much. So then it turned into the little what you saw, the picture.
And there's a maybe we'll bring it up on the show next week when Tiffany's not here. But it's like Tiffany like her work helmet, and you know she's looking all professional. And there's this giant cock-a-doodle-doo right on the back of her. Mm-hmm. It took me a second too. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, what's funny was I was starting to walk out and go head towards the ship, and I was walking down the stairs, and my coworker, he's like, quick, check your phone, check your messages. He calls down the steps at me, so I pull out my phone, and I'm like, I saw the picture, I'm like, oh, and I start laughing, and I pull it off, and I was crying, and we were all laughing so hard. It was so fun. You know, you gotta have fun with it, right?
Sure.
You gotta have fun, because otherwise, you know, that's what builds the morale. It's like we are such a group. We're like a family, and we just pick on each other. We joke with each other. It's an amazing group of people. I couldn't ask for anything more with coworkers. They're amazing, absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. I was always a jokester working. Some people like they they can't take it. Like, I'm here to work and I don't want, but you got to be able to take it light. And I always did.
Yeah, it's all good fun.
Here's something that's not fun, and I'm sure this hurt you as much as it hurt me. The breaking up of the band Daft Punk. I don't know. I was not a big fan. And they had one or two songs I knew and I liked, and the helmet gimmick was kind of funny. Were you a Daft Punk fan?
I only like that one song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Get Lucky? Get Lucky? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Up all night to get lucky.
Yeah, that's a good song.
It's a good song.
It was an interesting concept. Me, I'm a little funny with bands like or groups or whatever that don't play instruments and just kind of do like mixing and stuff like that. So, like the DJ style, not really my thing. But they're very creative about it. They did like a whole like video explaining that they're breaking up, and they showed the rest in peace and the dates and all that. The publicist told Rolling Stone made it official, but no real word on why. What do you think drives a group that is together and even having some success and one day say, I've had enough?
They could just be at points in their lives when, I mean, I don't know anything about them, so I'm just going to go based off assumption. I could be totally off base here, but, you know, when they got together, they could have been in their early 20s and just partying up, living the rock star life, and now they're at a time where they want to settle down and have families, and maybe they just find that it doesn't align with their paths right now, or, you know, maybe I think that rock star lifestyle probably gets tiring, or they just had this huge falling out. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say attribute it to they're probably just at a part of life where they're ready to kind of settle down and move into a different direction and kind of just, you know,
peacefully. It makes sense. I always like you get into anything you do in life that you do with people and you just never imagine seeing the end. And like, again, getting this brewery business, people are like, what if someday? I'm like, it's never going to happen. You don't see anything going wrong. When I first got into the podcast field on the Stoop, I had a partner, and I'm like, we're going to do this forever. And then one day he's like, I'm done, I'm out. I take it from there. And, you know, I always like to think that me and Jewel and all our great guests will do this forever. And so I don't know. I got a problem with saying goodbye.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when you're doing something you love so much.
You know?
Yeah, it's got to be heartbreaking for sure.
And I guess there could be a point where it's not fun anymore, maybe, and that's where the breakup comes. I got to post this picture. I love this story. This was great. This is a yellow penguin. The mysterious yellow penguin. This was captured by a Norwegian photographer. They set up in the South Arctic, I think they said by the island of Georgia, I believe. And he was taking pictures of thousands of penguins and stumbled upon this one. And this is apparently something that they claim has never been photographed, never been seen before. To me, it looks maybe like kind of an albino type thing. The yellow penguin. Have you ever heard or seen such a thing? That's pretty awesome.
That is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. That's so cool. That is so neat.
I'm going to bring that up again. I love the picture. It's a fantastic photo that he takes as well. And there's other pictures where he shows them next to the black and white penguins, which, you know, I could have used those. I really just wanted to get the biggest and most broadest picture of this yellow penguin. And I said it might be like an albino thing. I don't really know.
Look at his eyes. Amazing.
Yeah, like a whitish, clearish, kind of like, you know, like a human albino where they get like mostly white and the eyes get white and all that. It's pretty wild. It's pretty awesome. I was thinking about this today. This wasn't even like a question I thought about bringing up. But I was thinking of it today when I'm just moving around the house. We've been a society for hundreds of years. And yet new things like this pop up out of the blue. Does it still fascinate you how new things after all these years can just pop up like that?
I think it's amazing. I think it's, you know, definitely a sign that there's so much diversity and so many things there's so much beauty we still don't know about and that unknown. It's really, really cool. And I think that the fact that there's a yellow and white penguin when we're so used to having black and white penguins, it's like,
right.
What else is out there? It's incredible. It's incredible. I think it's so neat.
It does make you wonder what else is out there. Apparently, we learned tonight that there's sea bugs. I never knew there were sea bugs.
Right? Well, so and I don't know if you saw the text from Tim, but he said, "Yeast, Jeff, you co-own a damn brewery."
Truth. You know, they couldn't have been more right. And I actually had to put my phone down because there's a lot of my wife and her family's got like this 30 thing thread going on. Oh, this is good news. Ricky Vaccaro, good friend of the show who watches all the time, one of my wife's coworkers. Way better than last time though with the music. Good, because he said always starts off good, then sounds like hell, and it does. The music gets good and then it starts getting bad. But he said way better than last time, so that's a plus. Listening to the music got a little better. Maybe whatever. Yeah, Jeff owns a goddamn brewery, and of course he's cringed by yeast. One thing that Tim, now I'm a little upset with Tim. I love Tim to death, but he catches this still of a frame, and you look terrific. You got this great smile on, looking great. I look like a jackass. I'm like, I look like a moron. You look terrific. I look stupid. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is fantastic. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to take the brunt. Wow, look at that. It's already like 9:52. We usually wrap this up around 10ish. It's like flew by. What'd you think of your first go around? Is this like something you want to do again?
Yes, absolutely. This was so much fun. I mean, I looked at the time and I was like, how can it be almost 10 o'clock? It feels like we just got started. We've been having so much fun.
We really have. I agree. It's been terrific. It's funny because, you know, me and Jewel talk a lot, and in the past, you know, we've joked around, and she's like, "Yeah, great, Tiffany's going to take my job." Look, Jewel.
No, I don't want to take her job. No.
We miss you. We love you, Jewel. It is your spot. Tiffany is the she's the backup quarterback, so to speak. And if you'd like, I mean, I will permanently lock you into the emergency role. Jewel's like, how come there's no backup for you? I said, hey, there might be. There might be a time something comes up with me. Of course, I have to show Jewel how to actually run the show, and it's not that big a deal. But I would show her out there. And I'm telling you, if anything ever happens, like where I can't make it, you're welcome. You and Jewel are welcome to do it. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for being a terrific participant tonight with the comments. It was great.
He's been with us the whole 2 hours.
He has, and I love that. Some people are like, oh, 2 hours so long. But other friends of mine, like, look, I turn it on, and I'll look a little bit, and I'll do my nightly chores and relax, and I'll watch, and that's Tiffany may take Jeff's spot. Yes, Jim. You know, two pretty women. A Tiffany and a Jewel show is definitely a lot better to look at than me and my toys here.
No, we love you, Jeff.
No, likewise. I'm afraid to, you know what? I love the people from Twitch that watch, but I'm afraid to put up their comments because I just don't know where Twitch is going. So let's, real quick, run down what we got coming up on the show because we got a lot, and it's going to be a lot. So hang in there for a few minutes. We're going to run down everybody we got coming on the show, and we start off next week, March 3rd. We have a terrific podcaster and author of the book Sexy Freedom, or Freedom is Sexy, Sexy Freedom Media. Helen Edwards is our guest next week on the show. I usually do this for pictures, and we just ruined the whole show, and I almost took us offline by accident. There it is. Oh, it's nothing sexier than freedom. Helen Edwards next week on our program. Make sure you tune into that one. Should be a great one. March the 10th, we come back with a lovely young lady, actress, model. She was responsible for bringing Jamie Kennedy to our program. She's in the now, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful Alyssa Mai will be our very special guest on the 10th. Picture of Alyssa. Love her. Just a cute girl. Oh, she's beautiful, and she's just terrific, really outgoing. I said when it came time to getting Jamie on the show for Jewel's birthday surprise, she worked her butt off and just really delivered for us. So thank you, Alyssa, and we're going to thank her on the program. Now, March 17th is St. Patty's Day. We're still kind of undecided on where we're going with that.
Really?
We haven't decided. Yeah, we haven't decided. Favorite cruise song? He's got the Funko Pop one. I've got that right up there. favorite cruise song, of course, would be, I gotta say it too, is my wedding song, Without You, because that was our wedding song. But if I had to do a kick-ass song, it's Primal Scream. But, Alyssa Green. Tiffany, I want to introduce you to Alyssa Green. She is our show mom, if you will. Her daughter, Rachel Green, was one of our guests. And Rachel and Alyssa have been just outstanding supporters of the show, great talents. So Alyssa is our honorary show mom. So thank you, Alyssa, for coming in.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Yes, thank you very much. So St. Patty's Day, we're up in the air. We're trying to get something done. We're probably going to appear on the show. You're probably going to see Jeff in some kind of elaborate costume. I can guarantee you that. It's usually how it works.
Ooh.
March 24th, one of our absolute favorite people, the host of Successfully Chaotic, and somebody I do a program with called Talk Creative to Me on Thursdays at 3 p.m., the lovely and wild Maria Daniels. Another one of those female me's. Like Tiffany, we have those talks, and we talk about a lot of the same stuff. That's why me and Maria do it, too. She's awesome. She'll be in a program March 24th to talk about her podcast and all kind of great creations she's got going on. March 31st, Tiffany, this one's a big one. Make sure you tune in. One of my favorite people, and he's hitting around with some big news. From Karate Kid 3, the bad boy, Mike Barnes himself, soap opera legend, the one and only Sean Kanan is going to be on the program. You know what I like? He's been posting Instagram videos about him doing karate, and there's articles coming up about the possibility he's going to join the Cobra Kai set. Very excited. And he joins the show on the 31st. I'm so stoked. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a great one. We had him on once before, and he's funny. He's charming. He's a great talker. I'm so stoked. We're lucky enough to get him again, because Cobra Kai thing is like the raise now. To get anybody that's anywhere related to Karate Kid is huge. Sean's outstanding. Can't wait to have him on. That is March 31st. April the 7th. God, it's just I need a better system to do this faster. April 7th, the terrific cause is called Ladies Who Rock for a Cause, and it's a virtual concert this year, of course. And female rockers come on, and they'll sing and perform and do virtual concert. Goes to a great charity, and their founder, creator, Sharon Leah, who's also another terrific singer in her own right, will be our guest. We're going to talk about this charity and this foundation. The show is April the 18th. They had a special with tickets for $1.99. I think they're up to $7.99 now, but the tickets, all the proceeds do go to charity. I bought my tickets already. Cannot wait for that. Sharon will be on the show April 7th. April 14th, I can't say it enough. One of our absolute all-time greatest guests. I just recommend everybody tune in, because this guy is funny and motivated, and he's just the best. I lost his banner. Anyway, the amazing Aaron Paul comes back. One of the greatest artists. He is just dynamic. So I tell everybody to tune in April 14th. He's so much fun. He's a great friend of the show. One of the most listened to guests we've had of all time, too, and he's absolutely terrific. My man said Primal Scream was the right answer. The beginning of Primal Scream is like the greatest music ever. Just great. So April 14th is Aaron Paul. I got a couple more we just announced. Let's run through them real quick. We're going into May now, and this is the problem. I said I kind of rebooked myself. But anyway, going into May, May 12th, a professional violinist. So I got to be on my best behavior, because we're upping the class level. Liz Kitts, terrific young lady and an excellent violinist. She plays orchestras and all, so I gotta clean up the culture. Gotta keep it classy. I don't think we're going to be doing most cringe-worthy words on that. May 19th, a lovely young lady whose music and her band just shot up the pop charts, already in the top 90 in the pop charts out of nowhere, and she's thrilled about it. She was so excited. We had a great conversation. The band is Kono, and her lead singer is Morgan Konopelski, and she'll be on our program May the 19th. We're going to talk about this brand new song. It's everywhere. It's streaming all over the place. It's blowing up. She is so grateful for it and thankful and just loving of it. And we can't wait to talk to her. We have one more, and this was just announced the other day. I got a pleasure of meeting this young lady on the other show, Talk Creative to Me, a beautiful and talented Nashville country singer, the lovely Bex, will be on our program. So look forward to that on May 26th. Super cool girl, down to earth, a lot of fun. Cannot wait to speak to her. Tiffany Mosher, you see how we do it here on the O Show. What do you think?
I love it. It was an absolute blast. I had so much fun.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun with you as well. One more thing, real quick. I always do this thing I call man cave scores. I almost forgot. I usually go out and accumulate stuff for my man cave. As you see, there's 10,000 things around here that you don't really see. Today, I picked up from Slipknot the one and only Corey Taylor. That'll go on the wall.
Nice.
That'll go on the wall. Fame there, Corey Taylor from Slipknot. My man cave score today. I've had plenty of beer. I've had plenty of M&M.
Spot for it right up in the corner that I.
There it is! Excellent eyes, and it's going to go up right now. Tiffany Mosher, wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. I am like stuck in this chair. You might hear some crash sounds. Right next to Velma from Scooby-Doo goes the great Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Again, music you can't play at parties. Real quick, I want to give a thanks to everybody that gave some thumbs up and some love. I love doing this. Jody Lynn, Jody Valentine, one of our excellent former guests. Ray, Mike O'Neill, Rosa Fresh Corn, Eric Herbert, Robert T. Gudge, Patty Hartman, Tina Hicks Hutton. Some love from Stephanie, who is your friend, who is great. Love it. Some great comments. Jewel Tatey gave us a horse tonight. Thank you, Jewel Tatey. My cousin Alicia. Of course, your man, Phil Meng, who killed it tonight. Thanks, Phil. And Abby Jenkins. Great people. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for loving the program. We do come back next week, 8 p.m., as always, with Helen Edwards. Look very forward to that. A humongous thank you tonight to our guest, Suzi Kory. Suzi, thank you so much. Thank you for making it easy on us. You make our job easy here, and we love you for it. Jewel Tatey wanted to send off and say, great job. Tiffany, you're amazing. Thank you guys so much. Jewel, we absolutely 100% adore you. I love you. I miss you. Wednesdays have become our thing. No offense, Tiffany, you were terrific. I love spending time with you, and this is really great, and we'd love to have you back as a guest. We'd love to have you back, in our bullpen, just waiting to jump in anytime, because you're perfect for it, and you're definitely what the Yo Show is all about. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we're a big family now, and Jewel, we love you. Can't wait to be back in the comments and see you back up on the screen next week.
Excellent. We greatly appreciate it. Huge thanks, everybody, to Tiffany Mosher for joining us tonight. Jeff the Shark Perini, I'm going to fire this up. We're going to leave you tonight with, of course, this theme song. It's St. Ricketts at www.sricketts.com. The song is What Fire Cannot Burn, and once I get it loaded, oops, something happened to it. There it is. Okay. And now we set it back there. I'm going to give you a little something real quick. And every time me and Jewel leave, we say a little send-off. I, of course, tell the audience out there, don't be a douche. Any great send-off words tonight, Tiffany, for the audience?
Oh, gosh. I don't know if I can top that. Just be kind and eat lots of tacos. Don't hate on the tacos.
Don't hate on tacos. I love it.
Don't hate on tacos.
But you and Jewel both said be kind. You both say be kind. Thank you, Tim Simmons, for tuning in and giving us the great words. A fantastic job. Greatly appreciate it. We love you for it. We love you for tuning in. And there's nothing I love more than when people put us up on the big screen on YouTube. I love that. Makes me feel so important. Makes me feel like an actual TV show. Alyssa Green, thank you for the hearts. Thank you to the Green Hearts. Thank you to the Green family. And thank you for bringing so many more supporters to the program. Like Jewel says, I don't know how to stop. I don't know when to cut it off. I can't help it. I always have such a great time here. But we're going to cut it off. For Tiffany Mercer, I am Jeff the Shark Perini, telling you all a good night. We'll see you next week.
We're doing face.
Kindly answer this. What's the point of it? So I'm
Whoops.
drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the world. Willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot. Searching for something, destined for nothing, losing devotion over and over. If the taste of it poison deeper than you know, kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of love? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot. It's what fire cannot burn.